everyone. For today's class, we're going to be focusing on our hips and lumbar. We're going to be doing a HipFasciaFlow series here, so you can follow along. Items that you might need: get yourself a nice cushiony yoga mat. You can certainly get yourself a cushion, right? Any kind of cushion that you have will work. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first off, you're going to be laying flat on your stomach. Whatever is going to be comfortable. If you need to lay further down so that it doesn't pinch that low back, go for it. Maybe if you'd like to sit upright a little bit more, that's also comfortable. And all you're going to do is think touching your heel to your booty, just nice and easy. You're going to get a little bit of a stretch sensation there and then bring that leg right back down. So you're just noting anything interesting, noting any tightness in one side. Maybe one side feels looser, one side feels tight, maybe they both feel tight, and you're just noting anything that kind of pops up. Maybe as you bring that heel towards your booty, you feel a little bit of pinch sensation into the low back. All right, just take note of any discomforts or comfort areas. You're just gonna go back and forth one side to the other. And then let's go ahead and pick whichever side feels more uncomfortable or tighter to you. So I'm gonna pick this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the other leg up just a little bit. So I create a little bit of support there. And with this leg, I'm going to simply take it to a nice big circle. So I'm just going to circle it up. And I'm going to allow my hips to just follow that leg. And each pass through, I'm trying to make that circle a little bit bigger. And you're also going to notice a little massage happening with your thigh on the ground, and just keep circling up, moving your body, whatever feels best. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and change directions. Maybe one side you feel a little bit more tightness, and you can really play around whatever direction that feels best. You can play around in just one area. You can go back and forth wherever it feels tight or just not having a good movement flow to it. So you can hang out there and just back and forth. And then we're going to go ahead and take that same leg and we're going to rock it from the inside to the outside, right? Just back and forth. And you're going to let your hips come up with it. So you're trying to touch that foot to the ground, and you can let your hips come off the floor. So this knee on the outside is just sliding outward and then sliding back towards your body. Trying to keep that leg bent at that nice 90, tap it on the floor. And it's okay if it doesn't tap on the floor, that's all right. Or just try to get a little rotation in that hip joint. Just back and forth. Now what I'm going to have you do is you're going to reach behind and you're trying to grab that foot. Again, it's okay if you don't actually grab, you're just reaching for it. Get a nice quad stretch in there and then let that leg circle down. Trying to slide it along the ground, get that stretch, and then right back out. And again, and back out. You can do that for however many times it feels best. I'm going to have us hold this next one. And on this one, we're going to bring that leg up, extend, and really shift and rotate it out. So we're just drawing kind of a bicycle leg. All the while, this leg, you're actually trying to hold it down to the ground. So we're just circling up that leg. And you can change directions. And again, you'll notice my hips are rotating forward and rotating back. Good. And then you're going to bring it right back to the front. If you'd like a little bit more intense work out of that hip, you're going to grab yourself that bag, right, or that cushion, and it's going to go right over that thigh, and you're going to have the exact same stretch there, right? You're gonna rotate it out and you're gonna rotate it in. Move this down a little bit. There. Rotate it in, rotate it out. And you can go through the whole thing again. You can circle it up. Again, making sure to move your whole hips with that leg as it circles up. And changing directions. And then grabbing that foot into that quad stretch. Circle it down, back up, down, back up. And then same thing, extend that opposite leg into a nice circle. All the while trying to keep this foot down towards the ground. And change directions. So if this is too intense for you, don't worry about it. Go right back to full body onto the ground. And let's go right back to touching that heel to the booty. And note any changes. Maybe it's a little bit looser than the other side. Maybe now you notice that other side is a little bit tight. And we're going to switch to the other side. Same thing. You're going to bring that leg up for some support. And this opposite leg in the back is just going to circle up. You can use your hands as support here. Again, allowing that knee to shift forward, allow it to come back. And you'll get that little massage on the thigh, this thigh, the leg that's rotating here. And change directions. Good. Again, you can choose to hang out here longer, or you can choose to keep moving on. I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna take that leg out and in. Again, I can allow that leg to come with it, this leg. So I tap that foot down onto the ground and bring it as far in as I can. So you're trying to find that end stretch as best you can. And then I'm gonna bring that leg into a quad stretch and let it circle down. Bring it back up, stretch that quad, bring it back down, and back up. And I'm going to hold it on this one, holding that stretch, and again, holding that foot down towards the ground. I'm going to circle this leg up. And again, my hip can rock back with it, and then flatten towards the ground. However much range that you have or want to play with. And you can change directions. And again, if you'd like, you could do that whole thing again with a bag, right, to get a little bit deeper into that hip stretch. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down back onto the ground. And again, note any changes, any shifting, any ease of movement here. Good. We're going to go ahead and bring it on up. And we're going to bring it into a 90-90, right? So with that front leg, it's going right out from the hip joint here. And this other leg is coming right out from this hip joint and a 90-degree with that leg. We're simply going to come down into a little gentle stretch and right back up. When you first do this movement, you might find it's pretty tight, it's pretty snug. So maybe start shallow, right? And then work your way a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper every pass, just flowing right into that stretch position and right back out of it. So no position are you holding that stretch. Coming right in and back out. And you're gonna feel a pretty good stretch on that back hip, this leg, right? That hip in the back. And let's go ahead and change it. You're gonna bring your chest towards the top of the knee and chest towards your foot. And again, we're just going to go back and forth, noticing where that stretch hits a little bit differently into that glute. Back and forth. You can choose to do this longer, you can choose to do it shorter, whatever you feel is best. Whenever you start to feel a little bit warm, better movement. Now we're going to stay down here and we're going to change it to a sweep. So you can keep your hands on the ground and you're just going to sweep back and forth. If you need to stay a little bit more upright, go for it. If you want to get a little further down, by all means. And every pass, try to make that rotation a little bit bigger. Good. Now we're going to hold the outside here. We're going to rotate underneath that arm, stretch as far as you can, and open and lift that right back up. And again, rotate it down under, and right back up. So you get this nice spiral stretch here. Again, you can do this for however long that you would like. I'm going to choose to make that my last one, and I'm going to come right back to the center and go right back to that forward and back stretch. Just a few of those. Then let's go ahead and extend those legs. So we're going to extend this front leg a little further, extend that back leg a little bit further. Now you're going to feel this a little bit differently, so start shallow, right? That nice forward and back. I'm getting more of a hamstring stretch here. So again, forward and back, flowing into that stretch and right back out of it. Good. And on this one again, we'll do the chest going towards the top of the knee, and then the chest down towards the foot, and back to the top of the knee, and back to the foot. And let's change it to a sweep. Staying low to the ground or staying a little bit more upright, whichever one feels best to you. Good. All right, right back to the center. Bring those legs together and let's go ahead and switch other side. So get into that 90-90 again. And small movements back and forth. Once it starts to warm up, make that movement a little bit bigger. Back and forth. If coming straight down into it is a little bit too much, you can also walk it side to side, find that stretch, and then walk it right back. Your choice. And just really feel that stretch into that hip, that front leg. You're going to feel a stretch right in that cheek. Let's go ahead and alternate your chest, dropping down towards the top of the knee, and then down towards the foot. Towards the top of the knee, and down towards the foot. If you find that your back leg might be cramping a little bit, maybe into this hip, you can always extend or drop it back, whichever one feels better for you. You can even bring it to the front and continue on with your stretching. Let's go ahead and stay in this position and change it to a sweep. Good, and let's go ahead and hold that outside, rotate and get that nice spiral stretch, and lift and open. Drop it down, spiral stretch. See if you can't sink a little bit further into that stretch. And bring it on up. All right, bring it back to the front, forward and back. And let's extend the legs. So lengthen that front leg, lengthen that back leg a little bit. And forward and back. You're going to notice that stretch a little bit different, probably more so into the hamstrings here. Good. And let's alternate chest going towards the top of the knee and down towards the foot. You can stay low with it if you'd like. come fully out of that and right back in. Let's go ahead and add that sweep. A good rotation in that lumbar. Rotate it and back. You can also break this up to be a smaller sweep. You can start here and slowly walk your way to the other side. All right, and bring that right back up. A few forward and back. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and bring those legs in. We'll change it to the next one here. So the next one, if you have any knee problems, knee pains, go ahead and modify here. So you can have your legs like this. If you'd like, you can sit with your legs crossed, like so. If you can, go ahead and get that top leg to fully come over so you get a nice stretch into this hip. And what we're going to do is just simply circle it up. Start with a small circle, make it a little bit bigger every pass. Not to the point of sharp pain. So if you're having pain in the hips, make that circle a little bit smaller. If you have pain in the knee, bring that leg forward a little bit. Maybe get yourself a cushion to support that knee a little bit. I can't remember which direction I was going, so wherever direction that you're going, go ahead and change it. Good. And let's go ahead and get a nice side bend here. So walk that hand out and stretch it over and to the other side. Again, a nice back and forth. Start shallow, gradually make it a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper into that stretch as it warms up. Good. And then let's go ahead and take it to the front. And this one, just nice, slow, walk it all the way on out. Find that stretch, bring it right on back. And it's this nice shift, taking it one side to the other, nice and slow. And back up. And again. You can do these however many times that you would like. And then we're going to change it. We're going to take it to a rotation here, a little swoop. So we're going to sweep one side and sweep to the other. Good. And again, we're going to hold one side. Let's hold this side right here. You're going to max out that rotation, and with your hips, you're going to lift your hips up and then drop them back down. Lift up and drop it back down. Let me get a side view on this. So you've maxed out that rotation. Tuck your hips underneath you and then open them up, pulling that belly button forward. Drop the hips down, tuck, and open up. Good, staying with that rotation. Tuck the hips and stretch it forward, making it a little bit bigger each pass. Good. And then let's go ahead and rotate it to the other side. Same thing, tuck the hips and lift it up. Tuck the hips and lift it up. Good. Again, as many times as you would like. Bring yourself back to the front. Ever so slowly unfold those legs. And we're going to switch it to the other side. Again, you can modify, have that leg crossed here. You can start here, wherever is more comfortable. If you'd like, you can also sit on top of the bag here, right? So it's less stress on the knees, more comfortable for the tailbone, whichever one works best for you. Cross that over, and we're going to start with little circles. Gradually make it a little bit bigger. Good. And then when you're ready, go ahead and change directions. Good. Let's go ahead and take it side to side. Reach it to the side, stretch. Start shallow, make it bigger every pass. Nice. You'll definitely notice a good stretch into that hip along with your side as well, depending on which leg that you have on top. So I'm getting more stretch, actually a deeper one on this hip. And just note all that information. Let's go ahead and walk it out to the front, nice and slow, one side to the other, and walk it on back. And take it forward, and walk it on back. Then go ahead and take it to a nice rotation here. So you're going to rotate one side and rotate to the other. And again, hold one side, drop the hips, stretch, and then pull that belly button forward. Drop and stretch, pull that belly button forward. However many of those you'd like to do on that side, and then go ahead and switch other side. Get that full rotation, drop the pelvis, and open back up. Drop the pelvis, and open back up. Really think lifting up with that chest, and then drop it back down. Okay, bring those legs to the front. Now after all that hip and low back warm up, let's go ahead and stand it up, walk it around, note any shifting, any changing. Again, spend longer times in areas that you really feel that you'd like to have it, or quicker in areas that you don't feel you need as much.